crab. Look at that, right there. Check out that fatty. Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. All right, guys. So, we're heading down this trail. You can see that the grass is pretty cooked. This is one of the places I like to fish. I want to see what it looks like now with this heat. So it's about 9:45 and it's already 96. No night crawlers. I was thinking about that. Oh, that breeze feels good. I was thinking about that last night. Can't do night crawlers because as soon as you get them out here, they just cook, they rot. So that's not going to work. The other thing is I'm wearing my fishing boots, and this is going to be a mistake because it gets so dang hot that my feet will cook in them. There's the creek. Water's way low. We may go down there and try to fish that. But I want to check out the pond back here and see how it's doing, how it's holding up. So we're gonna head down the trail here and see what we can find. Now this is typical in Texas. Everything gets lush and green April and May. Look at that, it grows wonderfully. Then you get into the 90s and up. We're not even into August. And September can be really bad too. And look, everything dries up. You got our bugs and the trees that can handle it. Even the snakes. You know how snakes like to lay out in the sun on the rocks? Forget it. They're in the shade now. There's the old snake pit pond. I did a video on that. Couldn't catch anything. Ooh, that's looking rough. Okay guys, there's no dead cat for the mic today. Now this is lush in here. No dead cat because I'm gonna enjoy the breeze. That little sign was talking about wild turkey. They need to have a thing up for wild hogs. Well, you know that those feral hogs are holed up in a grove of trees. Now take a look at this from my bushcraft buddies. There's a trail through there, but can you imagine trying to stealth camp or camp in a place like this? And some of these counties are under burn bans. So you'd have to camp with no fire. And you think, well, how is that? Well, a lot of the cowboys in the panhandle, they ride out miles and miles to check on the cattle as they're calving. They got a camp out there. Sometimes they'll take a quad, but they don't use a campfire because of the burn bans. Boy, it looks so different. What is this? Some kind of plastic crap? Weird. This is kind of cool shady in here, but anyway, so if you're going to be bushcrafting, stealth camping, sometimes you got to do it without a fire. Stay in the shade. As soon as I get close to this guy, he quits buzzing. All right, we're almost there. Ooh, the huffing and puffing. All right, boys, we made it. Wow, and the pond is actually holding water really well. They dumped the gravel in here to help to make like a little bridge for when this fills up. This looks like prime whopper plopper. I wish I could get to the shade over there. I'm always cracking jokes. The fishing isn't about human comfort. It's about doing what it takes to fish. But even that has its limits, right? Ooh-wee. Yeah, this is looking nice and full. This looks like whopper plopper territory. All right, guys. I'll give you a little view. Take a look around. Kind of see what's going on. The creek is back there. We got the pond. So I guess I could bushwhack through to get in over there where the shade is. There's a little bit of shade over there. But this end down here is some prime fishing. I don't know. We'll go scope out and see what we can do over here. I lost a little key fob out here last time I was here for this selfie stick that's got Bluetooth, and I'm looking along here for it, and of course there's nothing. The thing probably got mowed over. Look at all those minnows. Holy cow. Let me see if I can get this down in there for you guys. You can see them down there. Tons of minnows. Look at that. All right, let's get to the fishing. All right, boys. In the interest of hopefully trying to get a crappie. Ooh, there goes a water moccasin. We're gonna throw the ultralight. See what we can get. Just doing a little twitching here. Last time I was doing this, I caught a freaking gar out here on this setup. I am in the shade, just so I can keep the main thing is the boots, because these rubber boots, fishing boots, are good for walking along into this crap, especially with snakes, but man, they start cooking in this heat. So if you're new to the channel, thanks for hanging out, stopping by. So I hadn't fished this since May. Beautifully green, it was lush. Lots of stuff biting. And boy, we're in July here, and this is, I can't even describe the heat, guys. In North Texas, I mean, it is just freaking brutal. And it can be hard on livestock too. But that's why the longhorn was such a key breed of cattle, because they can handle the heat so well. Same thing with the Angus, black and red Angus and Hereford. Charolais can handle it pretty well also. All right, so I'm using the little 5-foot ugly stick Got the little Lose Speed Spin 100. I love this for ultralight fishing. Super easy. It's a great little rod. The reel is perfect. The thing is, like I was saying, I don't have any night crawlers, guys. It's just not good. I've done this before. Unless I had like a little cooler to put them in, they just die. As soon as you get them out into this heat, they shrivel up. Same thing if you're using minnows, you got to have one of those aerators that's temperature regulated, or that you can put ice in to keep the water cool. All right, guys, since I know there's crappie in here, I'll twitch it, but then I'll also crank the crawl in really slow, because the crappie will hit it, and then I'll pause, kind of let it flutter down, then I'll twitch it, then I'll reel it in real slow. And this, I'm using the Trout Magnet with the little crawl on it, and then I twitch it, and then I just bring it in real slow. And sometimes those bites come in the shallow water, so, you guys see that where I mess up. Ooh, I had a little thump right there, where I'll have to turn the camera on right, and I catch one right as it's coming in. Oh, dang it. Nothing there. I'm glad this thing is holding its water. Before it wasn't. It would get real low, so I'm not sure what they did. Kept the water from draining out or something. But the changes they did have worked really well. But there has been some rain up here in the last week. Not much, but at least some. All right, boys. Couple of pops there, but nothing. It didn't commit. Dang. See, the thing is, this gets pretty deep pretty quick. It goes down pretty good. So even if you think it's right in front of you, there's some depth here. Guys, I think I got one in all this cabbage. Oh, what in the heck? Dang it. I gotta clean this off. That's why I'm casting it out there. I switched to a little, kind of a fat gulp synthetic minnow, not the little gulp alive, but it's a little fat meatball. And of course, I can't get the cabbage off. It was weird, guys. I had a bite right in there. I was bringing it in just to see how it looked in the water. There we go. Oop, we got some cabbage on the bobber. It's been a tough go on the cross, so I'm switching to this. It's a little juicy, squishy minnow. We'll see if we get any takers. Same technique. Just jig it a little bit. And then slow crank. And what happened was when I did it the first time, I let it stop out here to adjust the drag and see what the visibility of it was in the water. And I got a hit and just right in all that junk. I could probably hand jig in there and get something. Guys, we got something on there. Just a slight pop. Well, well, well. We got a nice, this looks like a red breast sunfish. Maybe it's a bluegill. Like I was saying in the other video, my fish ID skills are, when it comes to sunfish, are a bit iffy. There you go, I guess that's a bluegill. Not the crappie we're hunting for, but hey, that'll work. I think I'm too close, guys. Boy, I can get that down in there pretty deep. You think it's shallow, but it drops off pretty dang good. I got one. Check that out. A little warmouth. Boy, it is deeper than you think down there. Now, how come the warmouth didn't get the... How come the warmouth didn't get the other whatchamadinger? Check him out. That's cool looking. Green sunfish, maybe. Long-eared sunfish, but... Now, how come he didn't get the craw? Alright, that was pretty cool jigging that down in there. What was bugging me was the bobber hitting the end of the pole. So we'll try this again. See what else we can get. Oh yeah, you can get it down in there pretty dang good. Just imagine if I had a legit crappie jigging pole, one of those dang 12-footers. Alright, we're just going to do our regular cast and retrieve. Yeah, guys, the thing is this. You can hear the bugs, but you just don't hear any of the songbirds. Normally in the spring, they're tweeting up a storm, everyone's happy. But in this heat, forget it. You may hear one or two, but man, everything is just trying to stay in the shade and survive. I guarantee that if I came out here at night, at some point deer would come down here, the coyote, whole sounder of wild hogs would get in here to try to get into this water. It's just so stinking hot. Before they fixed all of this, when I came through here, back around in here actually, there was a, you could see where a hog had wallowed down in the mud. But since they have redone this, water level is up real high, so it's not like it used to be. Oh, that breeze feels good. So I've caught a warmouth. Ooh, what is that? Something right there? Come on. Am I snagged on a stupid... whatever this is. Oh heck, man, this is like a tough snag. What on earth? Alright guys, I'm going to conduct an experiment. I did have a snag in there and I just could not get it out. I tied on, I didn't use a power clip, I tied on this little size 0 woolly booger, and we're gonna fire that through there, see if I can entice a crappie to hit. And I'm starting out at 0 and then work my way up to the bigger sizes, and hopefully we'll get a payoff here. Well, well, well. Something just flopped right there. Probably one of those little warmouths, or who knows. Oh yeah, this thing looks good. The good old Mepps woolly booger. And sometimes if you need to get more weight out there, guys, I'll put a little split shot about a foot up, and it doesn't affect the spin of it. In fact, I may do that to try to get it out there a little further. Fire it out there. Alright guys, nothing on the woolly booger. So I just switched to a size 1 spinner. I did that thing for about 45 minutes. Had one hit, and then that was it. The other thing is I want to throw the whopper plopper through here in a few minutes. The big bass rod, fire that along the edges. Guys, I got the 75 whopper plopper bone strapped on. Carcass of a turtle. Look at this grass, cooked, baked, just a little oasis that can get near the shore here, and its roots can get deep enough. The problem is we got coyote problems in here, feral hog problems. All right. Let's see what we can do with the whopper plopper. As usual, cast at a country mile. All kinds of fish in here, guys. Striper, crappie, gar, largemouth bass. So, we'll just see what we can get. Oh no! Did you guys see that? I got it in the tree way the hell up there. There we go. Add that to the blooper reel. The wind, the wind caught it. Because I'm down in here low. And as soon as I cast it, to get it deep in there, well, whoo! It was cool, it was like a curveball. Trying to get into the shade there. There we go. So I'm just gonna let it sit there, then I'll crank it a little bit. Attract some attention, let it sit there. This looks like some of that duckweed and milfoil that we get up in Iowa. It's kind of weird looking. Guys, this isn't prime whopper plopper throwing time, but I'm just running along the shore. It's getting sort of close to noon, but I've had them Hit the whopper plopper at all times of the day, no matter where I've been fishing. So I've been mostly running along, started right in the shade there, and then I start moving along the bank. I'm starting on this side, then I need to move to that other side where I was fishing before. All right, nothing doing here. Nothing on the whopper plopper, guys. So I switched back to another little synthetic minnow. It's just too dang hot out here, guys. Do I have a bite? Do I have a bite? Did something steal it? No, thank goodness. But something did kink the heck out of it. So I sat in the shade for a little bit, let the boots cool down. Now I'm back in the sun and they'll start cooking my feet. I thought about just taking them off and going barefoot, but or in my socks, but no way. The thing is, you can just wear tennis shoes here, but your ankles will just get eaten up by chiggers and all kinds of critters. There we go. Something popped it right there. There we go, guys. There we go. There we go. Oh, I knew it. I knew there was decent crappie in here. I caught in the little dinky ones. Now I got a nice one. Boy, and he choked this. Just a real light bite. Oh, he's an eater. Check him out, guys. That's a good eater size right there. They always curl their tail back. I'm trying to get you cleaned up, buddy. Check that out. Beautiful crappie right there. All right, on the little minnow, let's get him back in there because of the, there he goes. I don't want him in the heat. Look at that. That hole right there is freaking deep because he swam in. Holy cow. All right, so that's my PB crappie here. Did I measure him? No. Do I need to? No. Because the only other crappie I've caught in here are dinky. That one was probably, oh, God, he looked like he was in the 12 maybe, 11 even. So the thing was, I just reeled it in real slow and had a couple pops and then nothing. So I just kept it coming, and then I reeled it real slow, and then I slowed it down, and that's when I knew I had him. Maybe we can get another one. They like to travel in schools. Holy hell. Is that a crappie? That can't be a snag there. It's pulling. What in the hell is going on here? All right, guys. This one's going to be on the blooper reel. I can't tell what it is. It's got to be a snag. Dang it, I'm going to lose everything. No, that's my last little minnow. Unless I switch to a twitch tail. I lost it. Alright guys, I hooked up a crappie magnet with a crappie with a worm on it. One of those floating worms. And I got something. But now he's stuck in these weeds. Oh! And he came out, what the heck? This is what I had rigged on the crappie magnet, bigger than the trout magnet, had a nice hit. So I'm gonna keep throwing that. I'm gonna take a bobber and I'm gonna take the twitch tails with me so I can work around. So guys, these are those Berkley power bait floating worms. You can use them as a trailer, you can rig them as a weedless, like Texas rig. I don't use them that much, but you know, sometimes I do. And like this with a crappie magnet, and I just twitch them. Dang, I had a nice bite out there, and I lost him in the stinking. He spit it down here. Once he got into the weeds, I was over about 10 feet to the left. But I've got the twitch tails and a bobber, so I can switch to those when I start. Wait. Oh. When I start moving around, I'm gonna try to walk back over where that hole was, but I'm stopping along the way here. The thing is, it's a stinking heat. It's just unbearable. I put on some more sunscreen to see if that would help, but I had a bite, guys, and it took me into that dang snag. The snags go out further than I thought. So I'm gonna lose this bobber. I'm gonna lose this crappie magnet. Dang. I can't get it. I've been trying to slingshot it. Everything. I don't know if there's a tree down there or what. Come on. Get out of there. Son of a... I got a buster, guys. Ooh. Did I get it? Well, I was sliding in the mud there. Yay. Saved it. Definitely some kind of cabbage. All right, I gotta stay out of that side. Bummer. Nothing there. All right, guys. I went all around there, got out of the snags. I even fished in the shade a bit. It was weird. You'd figure the fish would be in there. Nothing. So then I got stuck in the snag again. I was like, to hell with this. So I'm moving back over here. All right, guys, moved down to this end. I was fishing along the edge here from all the way over there. Nothing going. I've been fishing along this little ground cover line. Nothing going. Still using the Berkley twitch tail. Shorten the bobber up a bit. Ooh, felt like some cabbage there. Yep. Alright. I'm going to try to bomb it with the wind at my back into that little cove. And perfect. We'll see if anything's home over there. And it's about time for me to head back, guys. Couple more casts. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me today. I had a great time out here, even though it's hot as hell. Sometimes, you know, you want to go to places to see what they look like at different times of the year. And since they fixed all this, I wanted to see how well the water was holding up in July. And I gotta say, it's up. There's been times where I've been here where it's been really low. And where that tree was about 20 feet from the bank, 25 feet. So whatever they did here to get this thing situated the way it is, they did a wonderful job. But you know, I keep seeing little fish pop on the surface. They look like those little catfish or a carp. But you know it's freaking hot as hell when the only thing you can hear are the bugs. The birds aren't even tweeting. The main creek was just so dang shallow. You don't even hear the pit. Last time I was here, those hogs were squealing and howling in the background. Fighting back in there. Should be crappie just hanging right around this crap. Yeah, so there's the other ponds over there, and they're all 100% weeded, but it looks like they have it set where if they flood, they can pour over those little rocks. And it's like a little stair-step situation. Then here, if it overflows, it'll drain back into the creek, which is an awesome plan. This end here used to just be nothing but a chest-high ironweed section, and you couldn't really get in there except in the winter, and it was stagnant water. Now it looks like they've established some depth in here. It's looking pretty good. Doesn't mean the fish will always bite, obviously, but you got to give it a try. But man, if there was ever a day where it was time for a sugar-free root beer, I got some bottled waters with me. The canteens are cleaned out and dried out, and they're just chilling, giving them a break. So I do have bottled water this time. But for next weekend, for sure, I'll have them ready. But I don't ever bring a cooler with me, really. I have that little dinky zip-up cooler where I'll put the frozen canteen in, and I guess I could put a sugar-free root beer in there with it to keep it cool, but I never ever bring one because of the heat, and then it just, you know what I mean, it's not cold anymore. The thing is, that probably makes you more dehydrated drinking that. Ooh, was that a bite? Probably makes you more dehydrated drinking the pop than it is water or like milk. People don't realize that, but milk is actually a excellent way to rehydrate. And of course juice, as long as it's hopefully real juice and not artificial. Dang guys, I thought I had a bite over there. Nothing doing. Feel a little snag. All right. One cast off to the right over here. Careful of the sinkholes. You can kind of see the creek meanders back in there. Back over in those trees is in the springs where I heard those pigs just making all kinds of racket. This was all mowed. You didn't have all those thick weeds in there. Oh, it's perfect. You could go hike. The temperature was nice. These ponds are at the end of a hiking trail and nobody's out here hiking. Hadn't seen a single person out here. Because nobody's dumb enough to come out in this heat. Except for a die-hard fisherman, huh? I need one good bite over here. Hadn't seen the gar floating on the surface. Usually in hot weather like this, oh man, they're up at the top like a submarine floating around. All right, one more good cast. I say that every time, but you know, this could result in something grand. What is there, a feeding frenzy going on right there? I gotta go investigate, guys. Looks like there's just like those little warmouths are trying to get the little minnows that are in close. Or see those little dragonflies? You may not be able to see them. There's some 1-inchers. There's some big ones like that, but then there's some little 1-inch dragonflies buzzing around. All right. So this is officially the last cast. Since I'm in direct sun with these rubber boots, my feet are just on fire. You know, I was thinking about this. The best time really to fish out here would be nighttime. You're out of the sun. I'd have to have a good headlamp. I mean, the fish are going by every non-visual sensory system they got. So it's probably the best time to fish would be at night. All right, guys, there she is. The scorched earth of North Texas. A blending of a little bit of green, some crunchy dead grass from the scorched earth, some ground cover surviving that's sucking up moisture along the shore here. A couple trees that are got roots down in the water. All right, that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Again, if you're new to the channel, hey, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate the support. Until next time, fishing friends, I will see you later. Bye-bye. All right, but there's more. Guys, take a look at how low the creek is. And way out there is the main part of the lake. We're up here in the Red River watershed. You can hear a hawk in the faint distance. Man, that breeze feels good. But we're to the home stretch here on another edition of Name That Turd. Here we go. What is that? Coyote, deer, hog. My guess is coyote. All right, let's keep moving. So I keep thinking of my bushcraft buddies where they would set up shop. You wouldn't have to worry about mosquitoes really. I mean, there are some, but not like up north. But now if you're along the central Texas and the Texas coast, God, the mosquitoes are the size of moths down there. Massive. And they can be here too in the North Texas area when we have a lot of rain and there's a lot of moisture, but when it's this hot, not so much. And believe it or not, as dry as it is in the Panhandle, like Amarillo and Lubbock, there's been years where we had a lot of mosquitoes there too, when we had some really wet years. But you know, you got some great trees to set up your hammocks, do some stealth camping. Now this is a National Wildlife Refuge, so you can't camp in here, but I'm just saying that if you were in a situation like if we were out in land that you could camp on, you got plenty of room in there for your tent, all your stuff. The trick would be to do it without a campfire. I know people just go completely ballistic when these folks aren't making the Dakota fire hole properly. They're not doing the bow drill properly. They're not doing their flint and tinder properly. They're not striking the fire rod properly. God, I would take those folks that bitch and put them way out west or east of Amarillo, 50 to 75 miles on a ranch of 1 million plus acres, and there's lots of them, where you got to go out and check cattle on horseback or an ATV, and you got to camp out there for 2-3 days to check on those calves, you know, on those little playa buffalo holes. And if there is water, and sometimes there isn't, then you can't make a fire, you know, because it's under a burn ban. And those cowboys are out there camping in that. And yeah, they bring a thermos, you know, they might bring a cooler, but, you know, some of them just go out for a day. But everybody has a meltdown over making fire for a lot of bushcraft stuff. But there's a lot of people who do just fine without it. You know, there really is. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for real. All right, let's get out of here and get some root beer. Till next time, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.